Welcome to 843 TV. I'm your host, Lisa Richardson.
And I'm your other host, Annalisa Itkor, and welcome to a special back to school episode of 843 TV, where we're going to be welcoming the gang from Bridges Prep School.
To share with us first is Chris Wilson, the interim head of school, along with Dr. Sherry Herbst, who is the interim assistant head of school. Welcome to 843 TV. Here with a special back to school episode of 843 TV, we're going to talk to the folks at Bridges Prep School and learn all about the exciting new changes and advances coming up this year. And it's the first few days of school, quite literally. Chris, you're acting as an interim headmaster. Tell us about how it's going so far.
So far, so good. Everything, the first few weeks of school are always the most important as teachers set up their classrooms. They set up their expectations for the classroom. First few days, you have the new students. You've got your kindergartners who parents want to walk them in that first day.
I was one of those, right?
We have our car rider lines, which once people feel, get that felt out and know the route that they're supposed to take, then that'll be a lot smoother. But overall, I think things have been going very well.
Now, how about the students specifically? What changes are those students going to notice at the different grade levels?
So in the early elementary grade level, we're introducing a new reading and writing curriculum called Lucy Calkins Reading and Writing Workshop. We've had some teachers attend the institute at Columbia University and come back and train our teachers. Students at early elementary in 3rd through 7th will also notice our new reading and math interventionists, and we've added those to
I'm going to interrupt. What is interventionist? That's a cool word, but I don't know what it means.
It's a specially trained reading or math teacher who helps the teacher in the classroom reach the students who might need an extra level of instruction, so that we can keep all students advancing and achieving their goals.
Got it.
Now, you all have been growing for many years. We've gotten to share a lot of that as we've come out and met with you. And so I understand you've got 11th grade added now.
We do.
So share about that.
We do. We have 11th grade this year. We have added, in addition to last semester piloting our dual enrollment course, we have about 11 students, I believe, taking some dual enrollment courses this year in full effect. Right now, those are online courses. We've added an AP course in U.S. history and being taught by one of our new teachers who we hired this year. We're very excited about that. Students in the junior level will be taking classes such as English 3, pre-calc, calculus, physics. We have a pretty decent sized junior class. I'm excited about this group.
Well, I think what impresses me is not only right now are you dealing with the beginning of a new year, but you already have to be projecting a little bit to next year, because am I correct that next year it's going to be a full K through 12 school?
Yes, ma'am.
That's really exciting. And not only that, the increase in students. I mean, you have, 700 students now, which is more than twice what you started with.
It is actually more than twice. You're
Wow.
right.
Now,
exactly.
How are you handling all that?
Well, let me just tell you that was probably a little squeeze for a while, because we literally in our buildings did not have room for one more student in a class.
Good problem though, right?
Yes, it is.
Really?
It's a
We
great
call that a
problem.
champagne problem.
Honestly, it is a great problem. So with the new facilities, then we've expanded, and as we build the actual new school, we are in what we call learning cottages. The high school will be 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. And then we'll have a brand new school, and you're right, 2020 will be our first graduating class, so it is very exciting.
That's going to be, it has to be an interesting challenge for the teachers though, because I know I went to a high school that had growing pains, and we spent quite a few years in and out of like trailer classrooms. And it was weird for the students, but I imagine it introduces an interesting challenge for the teachers.
It does. A lot of our students that have been in these classrooms, they're used to some of the smaller situations that we've been in. When we move into our new modular facility, I will say that our classrooms for our upper school students are going to be probably the biggest classrooms they've been in if they've been with us the last 5 years. We're extremely excited about that move. Yeah. When I went and toured the facility, I was overwhelmed by the size of the room, so we're excited about that.
Very cool.
And I know later in this show we're going to talk more about the facility itself, but you must have a wide range of students as far as achievement level. How do you handle those differences and ranges from those higher level students to maybe those who aren't quite there?
Well, this year we did some hiring to help us in both areas. We've hired a new special education coordinator. As Dr. Herbst alluded to earlier, we have our interventionists that not only help the teachers, but they'll help the students that are at the bottom level of their grade level, and in hopes that we're moving them forward, getting them some interventions and helping them to move forward. We have also hired a GT coordinator, which is gifted and talented, for our upper level students to be pulled out and also push in for enrichment purposes as well, to help serve their needs at the upper level as well.
I would have loved to have had something like that when I was a student, because I think you have those students that they may not even know that they're strong achievers, they just know that they're bored.
Right.
And so when you have someone who's observing and can kind of take that student and grab them by the collar and say, come on in here, we're going to get you interested, I think that's a great way to help them grow.
Definitely a comfort for parents knowing that each of their child's needs can be met. So.
Well, and speaking of parents, I imagine you're enlisting a lot more parental assistance with the growing numbers.
We do have more parents, and I think that it goes back to the fact that Bridges was really started by parents who wanted more for their students, who wanted some choice in what the students had. And I think that Chris and Sherry both, as leaders there, have been instrumental in moving that on forward. The teachers have been, they're like the roots of the tree. They are the foundation that is there. Mm-hmm. And you're absolutely right. You said something that is near and dear to my heart. It's taken students that, a lot of times when a student is bored, it's because, or when a student acts up, they're bored. Mm-hmm. They really aren't being challenged. So if we challenge them, if we can keep them engaged, we keep them and we produce successful students, which makes all of the stakeholders happy.
I'll bet it does. Yes. So we're going to come back and we're going to talk more about the exciting new facility. We're really looking forward to hearing about that. So make sure you stick around for some more 843 TV.